We look at the news through a horror lens. We lens news through horror. We horror news. Welcome to the Lost and Known podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for episode, 369.
3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9.
I was just going to kick myself for not remembering because it had 69 in it.
Yeah, well, it has 69, then I realized it's actually just counting up from 3. So, it'd be 3, 6, 9.
3, 6, 9. Oh,
12, yeah. So, next time this will happen is episode 36,912, which we... Almost there, folks.
Probably
almost there. Anyway, yeah, we're a podcast. We talk about a bunch of shit. Although I was thinking, Scott, now that I got my TV back in play, and I've had the both of us have had really busy social and work filled weeks recently. So we haven't done one of those movie episodes for a while. So I was thinking about finally diving into doing because we left good on me. I've got my TV in house. I've got a bunch of horror movies lined up. So I think the next episode, we might be aiming for that.
Whatever works for you. No pressure. We like to keep it loose here on the show.
Yeah, because it's been a while since we've done one. So, and for those of you who haven't heard, sometimes we take a movie and a story and we try to pair them up. And the first half of the show, really most of the show, is taken up by one person kind of doing the little movie review and then coming to the table with some stories and then of course some little tangential things to the story, and it's great fun.
You're reminding me, we still don't have an opening that describes the show, do we?
No, we don't. Actually, it's funny, I just thought about that today, because I was chatting with the guy who did the lyrics, or the vocals, and I have to put his another set of his vocals into another song, so I was going to finally roll that in, because I was like, I need to actually do some of that shit. I forgot about it until
I kind of forgot too, honestly.
And literally today, because I posted our last one, right before we recorded this, and I was dropping the stuff in because it's usually already there, but I started a new template, so I was actually dropping the file in separately. I'm like, oh shit, that says pod theme instrumental. I fucking never actually finished it. I have a file with the vocals in it. I just needed to mix it and get it all up and set.
So we're not even playing the old theme that has words?
No. I mean, the old theme doesn't have any words anyway. It goes la 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 la, lost at home.
Those are words.
Well, the new one has words like that too.
I don't know what your definition of words are.
This one our current theme starts out that way with the old theme, and then it kind of goes into just a hip hop thing. But yes, we'll and then it ends on the la 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 la. So everything from the old theme is in the new one.
I gotta listen.
Yeah.
So I didn't add updates into the show notes, but I do have a couple real quick.
Yeah, sure.
We talked about Knock at the Cabin Door last week.
Yep, Knock at the Cabin.
If anyone wants to watch it, it's now on Peacock streaming.
Yeah, I just noticed that on Friday. It's on my list now because I have read the book as well, and we were about to go see Scream 6 right after we recorded last time. And we did, and I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It's easily, I think it's tied for favorite now.
I think it's, for me, it's...
First and seventh, or sixth.
So for me, I like the first. I still think there's parts of me that like Scream 2022 better because of the... only because, one, I felt like the end lagged, there was a little too much going on at the end this time. They kind of I felt drawn out, but also...
the Scooby-Doo moment at the end of every one?
I mean, yeah, well, and then last one, there's some little spark that was missing from this one where, I mean, it makes sense because they passed the torch last one, and there's a whole, not a whole new, but they still brought back some classics, but this was supposed to be a new setting, new people, which is great, but in Scream 2022, there was that reunion at the beginning that really kind of hit. You're like, they're back, everybody. Nev Campbell. So I put that one just slightly above this one. So I actually think I even like. So I think I go 1 because everybody's doing their orders now. 1, Scream 2022/5, Scream 6, Scream 2, Scream 4, Scream 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would reverse the 6 and 5. That's it.
Yep, cool. All right. Sweet. So yeah, enjoyed that shit out of that movie. And
that bodega scene was awesome at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
or near the beginning,
yeah.
First third of the movie. That bodega scene, wow.
Yeah, I
just wanted to see the killer not just use the classic knife all the time.
Yes.
So he uses different weapons in this movie, which is kind of great.
Yes, and I will say, like, I think like the bulk of the movie, I literally minus the middle of this movie, I liked better than Scream 2022. The beginning of Scream 2022 definitely was bad, but like you can't really fight against that because it's like you can't revisit that nostalgia again. It was like the first time they picked it up since 2011, so you get to see everybody back. You get to do the
fuck is Nev Campbell doing? Why didn't she come into this movie?
They just didn't pay her.
Was she busy?
No, she stood her ground. That she was like, listen, you guys just made a fucking like hundreds of $1 million off my back, and you literally are not giving me any more money than you were going to for this movie. And she's like, I'm not going to do it. And they said, all right, well, you're not in it. So. And pretty much all the cast like stood behind.
I get it, but she's like, "Oh, I can't take $5 million. I want $6 million." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, these are just imaginary numbers." But I get in their industry, you don't want to get taken advantage of.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the fucking studio made that money. They just pocketed it. Like, why does it have to go to somebody who literally just sat there and wrote checks up on the top, and you don't actually? And they're like, "Hey, thanks for making us all that money." Here, like it's essentially like Jeff Bezos not paying anybody anymore. At some point, if you have that if you could actually say, "Hey, fuck you, Bezos, I quit," you would do it. And in this case, she was like, "I didn't even like acting anyway." She's like, "I came back to do this movie. I don't need it. So if you're not going to actually pay me,"
does she really?
Yeah. No, she essentially dropped out. She actively stepped away from it, and she came back for this one, and she was like, "Okay, we just proved that the franchise but also at the same time they're like, well." We also kind of passed the torch, so we don't really need you. So I understand both sides of it, and it didn't sound like it was really contentious.
She'll probably come back for 7. They'll throw an extra big check at her just to do a.
Well, yeah, because they're
running out of legacy characters,
and you can see so the same people made the same collective made Scream 5 2022 whatever, or rather wrote it or rather directed it maybe, and Scream 6. And you can tell they had there was no hard feelings with them. They probably agreed with her because
they didn't do one of those shitty things where on camera they kill off camera they kill
exactly.
her
oh, she tripped down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so much blood.
And got raped by her dog for hours.
She's getting raped by an ugly dog. It's not even a hot dog. It's an ugly dog.
Hot dog.
But anyway, so there's they paid homage to her, they spoke highly of her in the movie.
They did that in Sliders. Remember the show Sliders?
Yeah.
The female lead was written off the show because she didn't get along with the writers and the director and stuff. And when they wrote her off, they had an explanation a season later why she wasn't on the show. It's like, oh yeah, she's on another Earth because it was multiverse.
Yeah.
She's on another Earth. I believe she's in a breeding farm somewhere. And they literally basically left it off where she got stranded in an alternate Earth and she's getting raped. And they wrote that in. It was like, wow, they're kicking her when she's down.
It's the Chef episode, the Return of Chef, where he comes back hello, sexy children, and he's and they end up having him
cut all the words.
Yeah, they have him fall off the cliff and then get tore apart by bears and start on fire, all the shit. Clearly he's fucking dead. And of course,
South Park and Sliders, I think those are the two most famous in my head. Vindictive writer moments where they're like, "Fuck that person." But
at least to South Park's credit, when the real chef died, later they gave him paid him good respects at the end. Also, there was that whole thing about whether or not he was even the one that technically called the shots, because technically Scientology called the shots and told him he had to do something. So I don't think he really had a problem with it. I think it was Scientology. And then there's even the thought of Scientology. You can always
say no to Scientology.
Well, there's you cannot say no to Scientology. There's especially back in those days, they helped bring Scientology down to a point where people were allowed to get out and essentially be oh, you have weakened them enough. South Park is huge for that.
Everything I know about Scientology comes from that South Park episode that tells about it, and the porn series Mormon Girls.
Well, so yeah, well that's
everything I know about Scientology is those two.
So it's Mormon Girls Scientology. That's just Mormons.
Oh yeah, but close enough.
No, not at all. all.
Oh, they're not basically the same?
They're nothing. Yeah, one of them is Christian based, and the other one is Scientology.
But they're both completely made up, modern. I guess I crossed the wires.
Mormonism is still. I mean, yeah, Mormonism has but there's still there's still God behind it. It's just there's a new prophet, Joe.
Scientology is aliens.
Yeah, Scientology is not even God. It's Xenu.
I think of them as both kind of fringy, modern, culty religions.
Mormon is still God. It's just after Jesus, there was a new prophet, Joseph Smith.
All right, so I guess I need to step up my game and find Scientology girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're holding silver dicks.
Oh yeah,
because they the thetan thing, jerking off two thetan things.
Oh man, my thetan levels are getting real low. Bless you.
Why isn't anyone making that if it doesn't exist?
Oh, it's got it right now. So they were saying
what is it? Rule 34. If we can think of it, it already exists
for porn. Yeah. The thing about the Scientology
things are so low.
The solid Scientology thing is the Xenu stuff that we learned about on South Park. They don't learn about that till level 8 or something like that, or level 3 or I can't remember.
They also do the Mormons on South Park too, the same way.
That's
why I'm crossing my wires.
And the difference is with the Mormons had a sense of humor. There's obviously the FLDS and all that, but they at least had mostly a sense of humor about themselves. They took out ads in the Book of Mormon. They they definitely were roasted, but they didn't go after and try to fucking end people's careers or tell people they can't be, watch this show or whatever. Whereas Scientology, that's, it's just way more fucking corrupt. I mean, granted, obviously Mormonism isn't, they've got their own problems trying to outlaw fucking same-sex marriages in states they're not even a part of, and they run Utah, but compared to Scientology, they're just different cults.
Aliens and Wisconsin Jesus.
Yeah, they're just different cults.
Yeah, but they're both modernish.
Yeah.
They're both post America's inception.
Well, this is where it was actually,
and they're both American.
Essentially, one was Jesus was actually from America, which is the Mormonism.
And the Native Americans were white people who were punished.
Yes, yeah. So that's we're good old fashioned.
Oh, and black people too. All their skin color is it's their punishment.
Yeah, where Scientology is just
which is super racist.
Scientology has no basis in God, as we know. It's a whole brand new God. It's it's a Xenu and the fucking and people coming down and being frozen and poured into volcanoes.
Song, brand new God.
Oh yeah. Marilyn Manson.
And this is late breaking news, but Jonathan Majors. Domestic violence. We just heard that in the news
potentially,
today.
Allegedly a woman beater. So
and that he is the Thanos of Marvel's Phase 3 or 4, whatever the fuck we're in now.
Yep. And
so they are sweating. There are some executives right now, some CEOs. I can't pay for my yacht if we don't make Kang Dynasty. Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Already Marvel is backsliding significantly.
I mean, DC said, I guess Ezra Miller is a fucking wacko who kidnapped a woman and her child and broke into a house in Vermont and stole liquor and beats people with chairs in their living rooms in Hawaii.
God damn it, he makes a good Flash.
But we're going to release the Flash because it's testing well. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to be like, well, the next Kang appearance isn't for another 2 years.
Just remember that
let's just let it lie.
If Marvel didn't have to also pretend they were Disney friendly, then it might be a difference. So they've got to go with that whole Disney style shit too. So they might have to make a little more.
Like Pedro Pascal just stabbed a blind person to death in a Starbucks. Honestly, they'd be like,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest though. Pedro Pascal could get away with it. I would
probably one stabbing in a Starbucks.
I would still, depends on who he stabbed. I'm just going, we're probably the next Hitler.
You'd have a bunch of people on the Reddit post for the news story being like, "This is the way."
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal stabs blind man to death in Starbucks. This is the way.
Yeah, Pedro
blind
Pascal,
people in Starbucks across the nation start quaking in their boots.
He could definitely get away with some shit. Yeah, I remember hey, I remember Don't Breathe. That had a really bad blind guy in it. It's probably one of those guys he stabbed.
The blind guy ended up being a pedophile, so it was fine.
Yeah, he didn't know that going in.
Yeah, it was one of those Rittenhouse moments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it turns out.
Yeah, he killed a pedophile. It's all fine. But he didn't know. He killed a pedophile.
If you just go in and shoot 10
national
people,
hero.
Just go in and shoot 10 people. One of them's going to be a pedophile. Be like, see? I was just going and shooting pedophiles. I just missed 9 times. You got the other 9 pedophiles. I don't know if that's exactly the number of pedophiles. I don't think it's 10%, hopefully. But
I said that as someone who was a fan of Rittenhouse on Facebook once.
Oh, God.
I was like, so you mean I can take a gun and just go shoot everyone in front of the Walmart right now? And if at least half are pedophiles, I'm a hero?
Yeah.
But even if my original intention was I just want to see people die.
Yeah. Yeah,
like, cool. I'm like, cool. I love the world you live in.
Yeah,
I'm twisting these.
Also,
facts.
where did your fucking life go wrong where you are a fan of Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
How much, dude? Fucking you here. Do this. Rittenhouse yourself right now. Just fucking Rittenhouse yourself.
Do it.
Yeah, so I'm saying, suck on a fucking end of a gun. You love him so much. I'm not saying kill yourself. I'm just saying suck on a gun and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hey,
if the gun goes off, that's God's will. You believe in God, right?
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, well, you're going straight to hell, you fucking prick. Yeah, so anyway, not to get political, but we're going to get into some stories here, because, again, we came to the table with a little bit of an update. We came to the table with a little bit of movie review. I've got some movies on my queue. I'm going to be watching a bunch. We'll come to the table either next time or the time after with a full-on movie episode, get back to normal, and roll it into summertime here and all that, but we're just going to go ahead and get some web droppings.
All right.
Web droppings.
First story I brought to the table is man breaks into daycare, steals diapers, pretends to be a baby, police say.
Yes. Oh,
this happened in New York, not city, state.
I love some elements of the story, which I'll wait to get to, of course.
A New York man allegedly entered a daycare center in Clarkson, New York, while it was closed, stole diapers and formula, and left notes behind indicating he wanted to pretend to be a baby girl. Police say they took Daniel Sealer, 65, into custody on February 18th, shortly after he ran out the back door of Inspire Learning and Childcare on Lake Road, about 1 mile north of Brockport. I don't know why that's important. Yeah. The center's director told police an employee found $120 along with a handwritten note on January 30th asking the daycare had adult-sized diapers, if the staff would play along. They immediately contacted law enforcement. Then another note appeared along with $200 the following Monday. So this guy keeps coming back and just leaving money and notes.
He's like, well, maybe it wasn't enough. Like, that was my favorite detail.
They're not calling me.
Favorite detail of the story was not like, no, they fucking thought you were a creep and called the cops. They're like, oh, I just need $80 more, and then they'll play along. Okay, playing hardball, are you? Inspire Learning and Child Care on Lake Road, about 1 mile north of Brockport.
Yep.
I'd like if that was just the whole name of their business.
I mean, you'll never not find
it. Yeah. So
need Vermont businesses like that. Like when you go to like those strawberry picking farms and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be like Rutgers Strawberry Picking Farm, past the old shed that's falling down at the Y.
Yeah.
That's the name of the business. All of it.
Yeah, if you see the broken down Corsica, you've gone too far. Like, that's also part of it, yeah.
We still live in the part of Vermont, if you leave the cities, where directions are often, when the fence ends, turn left.
Yep.
You'll see a red barn on your right that looks like it's fallen down, but it hasn't yet. You hope that was a direction he's recently qualified.
Yeah, because you're like,
that barn could have fallen down.
Yeah, I hope they often redo those in Google Maps, like where it's just like,
I could be like an SNL skit, like all the directions are wrong. Like, go past the Scarecrow, but it's the wrong time of year. The Scarecrow's not even up yet.
Exactly.
The fallen down barn is fallen down. Yep. The red house has been painted yellow.
Yep.
Like everything changed because this one farmer's been given the same directions for years, but never traveled the road to see all the changes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's paved.
If you see telephone lines, you've gone too far. But the whole thing is telephone lines because electricity has come in.
Yeah. Watch out for the ruts. It's just fucking pure paved.
It's paved.
Yeah. there's a fucking interstate exit that just like right past it. Good times.
Okay, so we skip ahead and we go to February 11th. Is that where I left off?
Yeah. After receiving an alert, the security system had been activated February 11th. Director said she arrived at the center to find someone had gone through the children's diaper bins and left another note and the money. That was a $200 note.
So this person keeps breaking in, keeps going through the diapers. I think he keeps looking for adult diapers, which is weird.
Yeah.
After receiving another alert the following Saturday morning, the director said she called 911 and saw a surveillance camera video showing a man playing with diapers and piecing them together to make a bigger one. I don't think he's like, I have an idea.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like
you don't need
He was so proud of himself too. Like I'm gonna make a mega diaper.
Yeah. He's got like his iPhone with like how to sew diapers together into a bigger diaper on YouTube, which definitely exists.
I mean, they have sticky parts to stick.
Oh yeah.
So he's probably just sticky.
I think sticky them together, but I like the thought of them coming in with like a needle and thread, and just
probably
going
progressive, different size. Like this one's too big. Like he made too many diapers together. He's like, this will never fit me.
Oh, and
then makes another. He's like, this one's too tight. And it's like Goldilocks.
Yeah.
It's making Goldilocks diapers.
That kinky Goldilocks. Yeah.
And then when the cops came in, when the person who owns the daycare came in, she said the man went into the bathroom, pulled his pants down, put the diaper on, then put his pants on over it before running out of the building.
Oh, it's like,
get out! Hold on, I'm not done.
I worked hard on this. It's like,
I want to show mom.
Yeah, go to their house. You're like, excuse me, are you the one that like sewed all those baby diapers together? And it's like it's hanging on the fridge with like a magnet. No.
The woman who owned the place said she later found someone drank half a bottle of formula, used a bib, and stole 3 diapers. So his mega diaper was 3 diapers big. Okay. For listeners out there, if you want to make an adult diaper out of baby diapers,
3 diapers.
3 is the magic number.
3 is about. I mean, depending on your size. If you're, I'm guessing that's for about a 34, 36.
I'd say this guy's probably big, but he's 65, so he's probably not big.
I was gonna say, yeah, you wither away. Well, I don't know. That's. I think
you don't see a lot of fat 65-year-olds
because they die.
They die.
Yeah, no. It's funny. I was listening to. We always bring up last podcast.
You don't see a lot of 65-year-old crackheads either.
Yeah, exactly. Like
same reason.
Last podcast on the left, they Ben Kissel, the big one. He was talking about how like his doctor would shave him. Really?
I believe it's called shearing at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, and he
I go to a doctor to get shaved. No, you go to a farmer and get sheared.
His thing was he was like, have you ever seen any 70-year-old people your size? He's like no. He's like, exactly. They fucking die. And then they were talking about that because poor old Henry Zabrowski,
probably has heart condition.
No, like Henry Zabrowski's fucking. He was talking about his blood pressure numbers. And like he said, like he went to the doctor, his blood pressure was like 170 over something, which is like they should have let him like fucking leave the place. And he went back and he was like, yeah, I got it back under control, like 140 over. Like that's still like hypertension 2 or 3. So anyway, not to get on the health of the 2 out of 3 hosts of the last podcast.
The other one's dead.
He
died weeks
last
ago.
At home podcast. Last podcast on the left. Yeah, exactly. No, the third one's like probably the healthiest of them, although he used to smoke. But yeah, Marcus is the healthiest of them, and he's also the one that does all the work. But anyway, so Daniel Sealer, good for you. Yeah, he seems like he's 3 toddler diapers to make one of his. I'm guessing he's around a 32.
I thought you were going to say 3 toddler diapers short of an adult diaper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's doing 2 toddler diapers short of an adult diaper, if you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. I didn't listen to that one episode of your podcast.
He's determined not to be a danger, and he's being charged with burglary and petty larceny.
Great.
I don't know how to twist this into new content.
Yeah, I remember last year, last episode, I pointed out that we had not done.
I want to make more of an effort.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, definitely could be like I always like go toward like shows, but definitely like a crafty show. Stitching diapers with Daniel.
This could be like a Jackass type thing, where basically this is his prank / extreme thing he's doing, but he's 65 and he just keeps doing this over and over again. Yeah. So it's like a show with 3 segments where you think there are going to be different bits, but it's literally just him going to the same place 3 times.
Today I got $500, and I got to leave a note, and I'm going to take 6 diapers and make one for me and my best friend here.
Technically, petty larceny means you stole. He left more money than those diapers are worth.
That's true. Yeah, he's actually he actually is owed some diapers.
You can be like, they stole that money from me.
Yeah. You guys owe me like at least more, like 20 more adult diapers.
I plan on coming in and using up about $400 worth of diapers. Why I left you $400? You think I'm dumb?
Jesus Christ, yeah. I'm not gonna.
I don't know why he has a weird accent. I guess in New York, he could be from southern New York, the city.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Hey, I'm teething here. Just full deep New York accent. Sit in diaper.
I'm teething here.
Sir, you can't be in here. You're neither a baby, a staff member, and it's weekend, and we're closed. Hey, I'm teething here.
Come on. Who lit some formula? Come on, bada bing. Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, sweet.
Honestly, it's a story that's weird enough where you can't bend it a lot more than it already is.
Agreed.
I think stories that are a little, I don't know, other stories lack extra detail, and we could fill it in, and that's where we get the extra content.
This one essentially you could
this
be
feels
made,
like everything's there. It's a whole story.
I think so. I agree. I think some of the issues we've had recently is we've kind of been covering stories like that. But
we can have fun with this one, though.
Oh yeah, tons of fun with this one. This one sounds like I've only read this one basically through the bullets that you put in the show.
That's all we need. You don't even need to open the story.
But I do actually. We've kind of made jokes about this in the past, so I'm glad it's getting a little bit of attention.
And I have my opinion on it, so we'll see if they match later. But digital blackface
Yeah.
is a thing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not really sure if I'm sold on it, but the idea is if you're using memes or GIFs to communicate with your other white friends and use black people in them, you're racist.
Yeah. Okay. And this is because I should note that like the digital blackface we discussed, I was being a little facetious there, but we joked about actual digital blackface.
Yes,
like,
just making people black.
Yeah, like literally a filter is just like know. And like,
but this is trying to say it's
like
appropriation,
racist.
and
Yes.
I gotta say that's complete bullshit.
I would
if you want to not
curious, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I don't know this for a fact. I'm gonna guess this is a white person with too much time on their hands that decided to make this up and didn't bother asking any of the black community if they're actually upset by it.
Probably.
But I could be wrong. I'm just saying. Generally, this is what happens when people overreact about this kind of stuff.
If you want to erase
it's a fucking white person
racism,
behind
don't
it.
make up more racism.
Yeah.
Because it's not racist if I use a meme with a black person in it. They're a person.
Yes.
I'm not saying I don't see color. That's taking away something from someone.
No.
I definitely know they're black in the meme. I'm not posting it for any reason except they're a person, and that meme fits the situation.
Yes, exactly.
Or that GIF, or whatever. It fits the thing I'm doing.
I'm not actively in the. I think that it actually is more of a like shows their like how they see the world in a certain racist light, because generally, like in a lot of cases, like if you're especially like a meme or something like that or slang, like if you're using something because it fits the situation, you're not actively going, I want to behave as if I'm a black person right now, and therefore this is what I see as this, and I want to come across this way, therefore I'm taking it. Whereas they're like, that's how I see the world all the time. So clearly that must be how they're meaning it. So a lot of times that's just them kind of tipping their hand at like how they see the world. It's like, okay, you see the world that way, and I'm not saying there aren't like versions of this that are probably exactly spot on, but it sounds like they're trying to make a blanket statement, and I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm just guessing it's a white person who didn't bother checking with the community that's being quote unquote affected by it, and maybe actually be like, hey, do you guys have the fucking white privilege of getting mad about this stuff? Didn't think so. You got real shit to worry about, like actual fucking racism.
I mean, at this point, like, can I not use like memes with retarded people in them if I'm not retarded? Can I not use a meme with an Asian person? Can I not use a meme with a dead person, like an actor who's died?
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of, like...
No, exactly.
At what point do you stop? Like, not everyone I mention is a protected class, but then is it distasteful to use anything but exactly what you are? Like, every meme and GIF I use, white, straight, cis, male... Boom! That's my GIF in my meme territory. I will not leave it.
The answer is no, because the answer is, when is it too much? It was too much prior to that. Like it was, or it like this kind of stuff. If you actually, I've said it before. I'm done listening to white people yell at me about race and stuff. I will absolutely, if somebody from an affected, like any kind of community actually says something to me, like, I will take it to heart, but I realize, like, all this stuff I'm seeing, it's like, I'm just seeing a bunch of white people who have the privilege to yell about shit that doesn't make it, like, that they haven't even bothered. They're essentially white savior complexing themselves in the situation. They're like, I know what's best. They're, like, gatekeeping the entire black community, and, like, these fucking white people who just have so much time in their hands because they're not suffering any of the actual shit. Like, I don't know, maybe just fucking holding down a job and shit, or being able to, like, you know, maybe pick myself up on my bootstraps like you guys always tell me to do.
I want like a Friends style, if not Big Bang Theory style sitcom called White Savior.
Oh god, yeah.
Where literally they just go around doing this kind of shit.
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah.
Oh, you can't post that Dave Chappelle meme.
Yeah.
You got any more crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got crackers in the cupboard. And you're a cracker.
Yeah.
You can't use the Chappelle meme.
Yeah.
And then laugh track, ha 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 ha. Because it's not even a joke, but that's how they make the audience laugh. You know, they prompt them. It's like they cattle prod them into laughing. And, you know, every week they just get a new thing to be mad about. Like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, did you just order Chinese food? Oh, Ross, you're not Chinese. That's appropriation.
Yeah. Well, I know.
I forgot. I'm too white to eat Chinese food. And then they throw it in the trash.
No, like some of the stuff they're talking about.
I can think of
here,
other examples like that where, like, if we're really going to say you can't use a black meme, then can you not eat ethnic food? Can you not cook ethnic food?
Well, there's a lot of stuff about that too, like around.
I've actually heard that as being a former chef, that there were some butthurt minorities out there who were like, I don't want a white person doing like YouTube videos showing how to cook Thai food. It's like, well, sure, I can get that you want more Thai people doing it so you can see authentic and you're boosting the Thai community. Yeah. You're getting more people of color into the medium. But at the same time, if one white dude lived in Thailand his entire life and grew up with that food and decides to bring it to his white friends who probably eat macaroni every day,
Yep.
like maybe
Macaroni
he
with
wants
butter.
to introduce this to them, and he knows they might take it better from a white person, and not racist, his friends.
Yeah.
But sometimes a white person will look at another white person just like another black person look at another black person and be like, I'd like to be informed by them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do stick within your own race for certain things.
Or it's not even that. Like it's like they wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, this person who only liked butter covered macaroni likes this. Maybe I will like it too because they understand my palate. As opposed to being like, of course you're not like.
Now I also want to do white person cooking where it's butter noodles,
butter noodles all the time, but like a different variation.
Every episode.
All right, we're gonna go ahead. And,
different pasta shapes.
Exactly,
but it's always butter.
But it's always butter, white noodles, no wheat noodles.
It's like it's basically like the white way to cook tortellini, the white way to cook masticholi, the white way to cook penne.
All right, this
penne is a lot like the masticholi in shape, size, pasta, cooking time, butter.
Yeah, well, it looks like.
But let's get into it.
Looks like we actually got some cheese-filled ravioli. We're gonna go and suck that cheese right out of there, because
scrape out like spinach cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That looks like it's had a little too much color in there. We're gonna go ahead and fill that with some butter there. That's gonna melt real good.
I almost put salt on that.
Oh, boo.
Oh, we are using salted butter. We wouldn't want too much flavor.
Of course, we got this nice mayonnaise reduction. We're gonna go ahead and ooze over.
I'm gonna accidentally knock like basil into it and be like, "Oh, we have to throw it out." they dump it in the trash and start over.
God, look at that! Oh boy, that's gonna burn.
just every week,
like dumping parsley flakes on it. Like, oh god.
There is like 100 different shapes of pasta.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you can get 100 episodes in before you'd have to be like, we're changing it up, I guess.
And guess what? You just get a pasta maker that like you would essentially like make your own shapes and shit. Just like a balloon fucking blower up.
You gotta do international weeks too. Like they cook udon or rice noodles.
Oh right, yeah.
But then still butter.
Oh yeah, it's still
udon. Where do you Taste of the Orient actually say it that way?
Exactly.
We're cooking udon, but it's just spaghetti that's thick,
exactly.
and then they put butter on it.
Go ahead and do that. Of course, we're gonna go ahead and tie our udon into little bow tie shapes.
All the pasta and all the butter needs to be like dollar store brand.
Oh yeah.
Like,
dude,
it's got to be super white.
Yeah. Just so in case people were wondering if we're not racist, we're racist
against everyone, including white people and their buttered noodles.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so we've got some good content for this one. Whereas, one of the things I will say about this, so some of the examples they do give, this is where I'm like, okay,
yeah, they're very hit and miss with their examples.
It probably starts with like something like well-meaning, like for instance, they said white people pretending to be black online by using fake profiles, photos, or voices. Yes. That is appropriate. That is blackface.
That's a good example. And I was going to say, before you get into the examples, a lot of them are good, but they stray from the original topic of the article.
Yes.
100%. It's like, some examples of how you shouldn't use a blackface meme. Don't say the N-word.
Yeah,
we already knew that.
Yeah, no, exactly. So like the problem is it's kind of a scope creep thing. It's sort of like when the real blackface. The thing I always point out is when people were getting canceled for, like, rightfully so, for blackface, and they were going back. Okay, we ran out of people to cancel today, so they started going back to old yearbook photos and stuff, and they found Ralph Northam's photo from like the '80s, and he was the governor of Virginia at the time, Purple State. And all these fucking white people from out of state were just like, yeah, resign! And all the black people from inside Virginia were like, did you notice that the fucking next in line for, like, the line of succession is a fucking Republican? Like, we would love it if we had the privilege to fucking be mad about this thing this guy did back in the 80s, but guess what? He has fucking expanded Medicaid for us.
Which would you rather have, a Democrat who did blackface once or a Republican?
Exactly, and the problem
it's
the
like
thing is,
it's that meme where the superhero's sweating and he has two buttons to press.
No, and really, and it's like blackface in the air. They're like, what have you done for us lately? Like this guy's been good for the community lately. He is acting like in a purple state, especially in a southern black state. You've got with like a big black population, you do have to think about that. And like people are like, all these white people from out of town are like, okay, blackface equals bad. Which, by the way, yes, blackface equals bad. But they're like, you have such this fucking luxury and privilege to not pay attention to what they are doing today, because you don't have to worry about it because your life's fucking great today. So you have to go back and like, what can we find? And like you find it, and yeah. Did it suck? They're like, yeah, it was. Also, he had already apologized for it like 10 years earlier. And they're like, yeah, but not to me, not this time. And it's like all these people from out of town, out of the state, and then like the community had to come together like, yo, fucking white, like, shut the fuck up. You, please don't resign. Like, because it was seriously, it was like the lieutenant, it was one of the few states like ours that they elected a lieutenant governor separately. So the lieutenant governor was Republican, and even if they were like to not be there, the Secretary of State or the Speaker of the House, whichever is the next one, was also a Republican. It seriously went down the line. It was like, Democrat, all Republicans. They're like, okay, cool. They're going to gut our fucking healthcare. They're going to gut our, the social safety nets, the education.
They're going to make blackface
funding.
legal, which is ironic as fuck. Mandatory. Everyone gets their monthly shipment of government shoe polish.
Exactly. That's where the welfare money goes. To give rich people their government shoe polish so they can blackface their way. Anyway, I'm always concerned about the scope creep because it generally starts out well-meaning. Yeah. It's the same thing with the term like people of color. I've heard like the person who created that term, and the reason they created it, they're like, it's been co-opted by a bunch of white quote unquote allies who now are too afraid to say black or something. So they're like, oh, we have a problem with people of color being shot by police. It's like, no, we have a problem with black men being shot by police. Young black men are being shot by police. How are you going to just be like, no, guess what? An Asian woman doesn't have the same problem. So we can't just completely be like, oh, it just sounds better if I say people of color because it's a way blanket statement to make me feel less guilty about actually pointing out somebody's race. And it's like, no, but now we are actually like devaluing this actual issue by just being like, all people of color have this problem, not just young black men.
Did you ever watch the show Intelligence on Peacock with David Schwimmer and the Asian guy from Ted Lasso?
No.
It's about a NSA guy, Schwimmer, working for British intelligence. And at one point, he's talking to them, and he goes, I've noticed there's no African Americans here. And they're like, yep, 0. And he's like, doesn't that seem very problematic? They're like, well, we're not in America. So there are no African Americans here. But yes, there's a bunch of black people in the office. He goes, I don't think you can call them that.
Yeah, it's like,
actually, that's preferred. But I like the idea. He's like, there's no African Americans here in England.
You're like, because the second they come
0.
here, for some reason, they're not African American anymore. And shit, half the African Americans are like, when people are like, oh, you're African American? Like, I came, technically, maybe one of my ancestors came from there, but they're like, actually, I came from here, here, and here, and here. They're like 17 generations ago, maybe someone from Africa, like just immediately be like, black equals African. It's so ridiculous.
Watch Intelligence on Peacock. Two seasons, 6 episodes each, 30 minutes each.
It was so it was a British one originally?
Or
what were those combo, Sky versus
it was
plus
created,
Showtime or something?
Created and written by the Indian guy from Ted Lasso.
Okay, cool.
It's actually not bad. It's not great either. It's kind of very in the middle.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it.
When it's funny, it's fucking funny, and when it's not, it's a bore.
Well, the good thing is if it's like 6 episodes, you don't really.
I've been watching in the background as an easy watch.
Yeah. Sweet. I'd never even heard of it. So
now, the bottom bullet point on this really fucking pisses me off. After all this talk about how you can't use black memes, can't do this, can't do that, it says digital blackface is not the same as using emojis or filters to change one's skin color or appearance, which can be seen as an expression of solidarity or identity exploration.
I would think that would be the way. I would think like
to use a digital filter to make myself black and then post a picture of myself might be the most egregious thing on this list.
How about this? Next time I'm texting with any of my black friends, I'm gonna go ahead and send them a black thumbs up and just see what kind of. That would probably get a response.
I'm an ally.
Yeah, granted.
It's the ally thumb. It was labeled that.
Yeah, exactly. The ally. And the thing is, like, my friends would laugh probably because they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Then what is it if we use it? Well, it's just a thumb because you're black.
Yeah, it's just a
thumb.
But
for me, it's an ally thumb.
Yeah, it looks like you just chopped a black man's hand off. Like that's the only reason you would have access to a black thumb right now. Why did you use that? Like, because it's my thumb.
Can you change the skin tone of the high five thing? Because
I think so.
That's a white person thing. If you make it black, isn't that just weird?
I assume you can't.
White people are high five.
But what about
buttered noodles?
What they need to do is now make a bunch of them where every permutation, so you can have a black hand high-fiving a white hand, all of the permutations.
Every episode of the cooking show where they do the buttered noodles, he has to high-five the noodles at the end. Like, just pick up the bowl and smash it.
Yeah. But it's, oh, man. They should have a...
Or he makes a noodle hand, like noodle arts, macrame. Isn't that
it? They should...
High fives of macrame every episode?
They should definitely make an emoji of a black hand and white hand, like high-fiving, but instead, like, the black hand's do the fist and the white hand's do it. It's like, like they just don't get the handshake.
The black fist, white hand holding it.
It's like awkward. That's actually like the awkward meme. The new meme the new emoji for awkward is that. Because, man... it doesn't. That the only way you can get away with it is by doing the grab. Like that's the only way you can cover your tracks when you accidentally high five a fist bump or other way around. So.
I
do like when people going for a
story?
handshake.
Anything else in the story you want to explore?
Nope, not at all. I think we got plenty of content out of that one.
All right, this one's very timely because it's tax season. I just did my taxes the other night.
Yes, you did.
Tax Heaven 3000 is a brand new video game, and I'm telling you, if I didn't care about getting a proper tax return, I'd probably do it. I would be a little skeptical about an anime game giving me a proper federal tax return, but here's a little synopsis. Tax Heaven 3000
It's a little skeptical.
is a free visual novel dating sim game that claims to help you prepare your 2022 federal income tax return while you romance an anime girl named Iris. The game was created by MSCHF Product Studio, an art collective known for making viral products and stunts. The game was originally planned to launch on Steam on March 31st, but was removed from the platform without explanation. They still intend to release the game on
itch.io, yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yep, I've got a few games from itch.io.
Okay. As direct download on April 4th.
I was going to say, it's a direct download thing. So instead of Steam, it's a direct download.
You got 11 days to romance your anime girl and get your taxes done at the same time.
I was going to say, like, they're definitely, like, this is where game delays really don't do you any, like, almost every game ever comes out
is April
delayed.
15th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, shit, we fucked it up. This is very interesting. I'm with you that I would not trust it.
I feel like it also doesn't do your state taxes, which is weird, too.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be that distracted doing my taxes.
The game is suitable for single filers without dependents.
I love this. You
can't be married and use this game.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're gonna lose so much market.
They probably just want to streamline the back end.
And also, nobody who fucking has anybody is gonna like it. You're
hey,
only
honey,
using this
we
as
need
single.
Time to do the taxes. Ooh, like this little Asian girl pops up in your screen with like little cat ears and shit.
Turbo taxes. Got it really weird.
Woo! Just keeps making little like sexy sounds every time you put in like your income. Like,
ooh, puppy. Wait, that's okay. Oh, Spanish anime girl. That's all right.
Oh, there you go. You just need a Tax 7 4000 after this, the Spanish version. You want to do it for every, culture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole point of it is this.
Hey, Poppy, that's a big return.
The thing about this is it's definitely a fetish. So obviously they're like, it's about people with an anime fetish.
You get a mortgage discount, muy caliente.
Yeah. I don't just honestly, if they just switch this to Pornhub and like a bunch of like hot Pornhub women teaching people to do their taxes.
Like the Netflix Choose Your Own Adventure movies.
Yeah.
You choose your own adventure porn for your taxes.
Like Bandersnatch, Bandersnack or whatever.
Girl keeps getting more naked as you do your taxes.
Yeah. Oh man, like
file them harder, Dad.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, every time you get a little close, you're like, yeah, you have any dependents? Like, yeah, that's right. I got 3 kids.
It cuts to different things too. Like when you say you have 3 kids, it'll cut to like she's a babysitter.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get those fucking receipts.
When you get to the mortgage part, suddenly she's like a French maid cleaning your house.
Oh God!
Like it keeps switching what she is based on the part you're on. Were you an active service member? Suddenly she's like a slutty soldier,
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right. Oh my God.
Just licking a gun or something.
Oh yeah, you want to give $1 to that?
I don't know. I don't know what Republicans jerk off to.
That's about.
I assume it's girls in camo licking guns.
Yeah.
There's got to be a whole subgenre of just girls fucking guns and other weapons, just to get those gun nuts off.
Yeah. I mean, really, just show them the it's. Here's the thing: is the beautiful thing about fetishes and everything. We all, I bet if everybody came to the table and just literally came to the table and just listed out their little fetishes and stuff, we'd see that people have equal fetishes on both sides. That
Republicans usually like trans porn, which is the funniest thing.
Yes.
All the red states on Pornhub's thing were showing trans.
Of course, yes, yeah. Because
we're doing research.
Yeah, and it's because
we want to know what we're banning. I'm banning you so hard.
We also know that Southern Bible thumping states ingest, if you will, more porn than the so-called blue states,
and often gay, black, and trans.
Yes,
the things they say they hate the most.
Oh, because dude, you the thing that will give you
doing research.
The way you create fetishes is repression. Like that is a huge. Not that way. I'm not a sexual sex psychologist or whatever, but that is a huge part of it. Like anything you repress will often come out in these fetishized ways. So the reason they talk about billionaires and stuff when they the sex workers are they just want to be stomped on, spit on. They're dominatrixes. All their money is made from these fucking people who have all this power and they need to feel owned and shit on and stuff. They don't need to go feel powerful. They do that every day. They want to go and feel like nothing, and they get whipped and shit.
Wallet cucking?
Which is great, but oh yeah. Oh, you mean like
where you just take control of their bank account?
Yeah, when they just give you,
see their bank account getting drained by the girl.
Yeah, where they just give you 100% like control, and like that's how like that man. And honestly, if working for both people and somebody in the sex industry is like getting their money, fucking hell yeah, that's the way it goes, baby.
I want equal rights for everyone, especially gay men, so we can get more of that for the guy side. I feel like women are getting a free ride here with all these sugar daddies.
Yeah, well, dude, honestly, just if you just there's plenty of money to go around. Just do you want to go on OnlyFans and start showing your nuts? You can make some money.
I think you gotta have like golden nuts to get money as a dude on OnlyFans.
I mean, maybe on OnlyFans, but like in general,
you gotta bring something special to it. You gotta do impressions.
There's
you gotta have a sock puppet.
Hey, cock puppet. You got 3 puppets. Like these.
Just think, what does like a middle-aged dad want to see? Like, you two to chainsaw while jerking off, and you got like a hand puppet to ask you questions about what you're doing. And you say some dad jokes.
First of all, I think middle class dads are jerking off to regular OnlyFans. But yeah, I think what we'd be going for are like our niche, gay markets in general.
Yeah, you'd be pay to gay.
Women aren't
pay for
paying.
gay?
No.
Is that it?
Women aren't paying for men on OnlyFans.
Oh God, no! Women can
men are 100%.
Women can throw a rock. It'll hit a guy.
Yeah.
He'll go, "Ow! Who threw that?" She'll be like, "Do you want to fuck me?"
Yeah.
And boom, laid.
That come out, you pussy. Hey, nice kegels. And then, but like, so 100% of the people paying money
sex
on
anytime
these
they want.
are dudes. So we would be performing for like either gay, like closeted gay men, but men,
Republican governors.
But that is where we could do that, where we could be actually targeting that market, and doing the like polishing the guns, like, daddy, fucking fell on my AR. Are you gonna Rittenhouse my ass or something?
You definitely have to have the gun go off accidentally, just to make it exciting.
And oh no, my dog stepped on my gun and it shot my nut off, which happens all the time.
Like my gun went off before I did.
Oh no, premature ejaculation.
People want to tune in to see if the gun goes off or you first.
Yeah, exactly.
Like every week they're like, "You gotta see this. You gotta see this."
I blew my wad, daddy.
He literally just fucking jerks off while cleaning a gun. You never know. Yeah. It's gonna be him or the gun. You never know. We can place bets on it.
Dude, yeah.
And they're trying to act manly about it, but they're just gay Republican politicians watching a guy jerk off while cleaning a gun, acting manly about it. Like,
oh, dude.
That's a Remington, I think. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is.
Dude, like 6 cocks are running around. You're sucking and jerking them, and it's a fucking Russian roulette. So, like, one of them's going to pop on you. But, like, you take turns, somebody else comes in and starts jerking. And then maybe one of them pops.
And one of them's a gun, too.
They all have guns.
They all have guns.
Because they definitely,
gun.
Because after they pop and they feel real guilty about the fact that they're definitely gay and they don't want to admit it, they will kill you.
I think that's Belarusian roulette. Like we gotta change up the country. Russian roulette's with a gun. You throw dicks in there, that's Belarus.
That's Belarus, yeah. That's good.
They're the cucked country of Russia, so it only makes sense it would pick on their sexual inferiority.
Yeah.
They're like if Germany had a little kid brother during World War II who's like, I want to do stuff too. And they're like, shh. Yeah. Your time will come. You're the size of Rhode Island, and no one is scared of you.
Germany was definitely. I don't know. Italy was sort of like the cucked Axis, like
but
power.
No one's been such a yappy dog as Belarus.
Oh, Belarus,
they're the yappy dog barking at the big dogs in the neighborhood, and everyone's that Chihuahua thinks it's going to get the mailman.
They're right behind the big dog. Like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, go get him, Bowser. And they're like, oh, that's a sweet name for a dog. I'm going to name my dog Bowser. Actually, I would name a cat Bowser. My next cat's going to be named Bowser.
From Mario?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had a second Bowser in your mind.
Yeah, my dad. Bowser Johnson.
Oh, I still want to name a cat or a dog like the most boring human name ever. Excuse me, ever.
Jesus Christ.
Just like Philip.
Yeah.
Chad.
Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin. Just something boring as fuck. Like someone's like, who's
Scott?
Go outside. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Here you go. Did you lose your son?
Yeah. Or Kevin Jr. or something like that too.
Kevin Jr. Kevin Jr. Oh no,
we had 2 dogs named Kevin. We literally named his puppy Kevin Jr.
Kevin Jr. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, Kevin the Third.
This is Kevin the Third, Esquire.
He's got his fucking law degree. Jesus.
What does Esquire mean? That was a fucking 80s, 90s thing. Remember everyone was like, I'm blah, 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 Esquire.
Yeah, it's some
What is it?
it's some law based thing. It's
It's a law-based thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a title like nobility.
No. It's a law based thing.
Like Lord Thomas Wayne.
It's not like a
Sir Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
Thomas Wayne Esquire. You see what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It feels like a nobility title. Like it means something bigger.
Yeah, no. I think it was all
like. Why would you even say it after your name if it means literally nothing?
Just because like doctor or like or a PhD.
So do you need a degree to be called Esquire?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Let me look it up.
Are you looking it up? I actually really want to know.
It's a lawyer. Yeah.
Really? So if someone's like, my name is Scott Bear Esquire.
But no, it does turn out that historically, a young nobleman who, in training for knighthood, acted as an attendant to a knight. So that would be the original Esquire.
Was that a squire?
That would, I would think, yes.
So
Esquire.
Is that where it comes from?
It must be Esquire, Squire, and now in the so the North American one, I knew like it's essentially what they append to titles.
So you'd have to be a lawyer to say it.
I mean, just
so
like
what about Bill and Ted? Didn't Bill save his Esquire or Ted?
I mean, I just think they said
weren't lawyers.
I don't think they were held to.
The writing of this movie's not holding up 30, 40 years later.
I also don't know if they were.
There's a lot of plot holes I'm starting to find out just now.
Here's the thing. I think you and I could go out and tell our friends to call us like Scott Bear Esquire and Jeremiah Johnson Esquire. But if you then signed your name Esquire and tried to get to practice law, you would probably get in trouble. I think you could be called just like I could call you Dr. Scott.
What if I defend myself in court? Can I call myself Esquire then? Because then I'm a lawyer.
No, you're not. That's not how it works. You represented yourself. You are not
as a lawyer.
Yes. As a lawyer, I think I can say I am.
Scott Bear Esquire defending Scott Bear. Like you'd have to say it separately to differentiate. This is lawyer me. This is not me. Yeah. And you literally keep moving back and forth.
Like put like one with like a mustache and hold a briefcase and put like a clip-on tie real quick.
And then take them all off and sit down when you answer the questions.
Excuse me, Scott Bear. Which one? Esquire. No, either one.
Get them mixed up at points.
Yeah. Oh, like what? Like those movies where like they have to go on like they're on two dates at once, and they have to like go. Yeah, they get the stories mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this one, you totally get. Yeah. Like you're objecting, but as yourself, and not the Esquire.
I lost this earlier when we were talking about the blackface story. There's a lot of blackface washing of movies and gender swapping of movies where they're basically all white cast, now black. All male cast, now girl.
Yeah.
I want to see a deluge of these, and I want them to get creative and fun before the novelty dies off, and then we could flip it and start doing like white washes of black content and not be in trouble for it and not have it be racist. Just everything's fair now. Like we finally hit that point. I'm talking 20, 30 years down the road.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. After we've done like Black Friends, that's what it's called, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Golden Guys.
Yep.
Stuff like that. You get all of that out of your system. Boom! We actually hit equality. Something happens. All the Republicans in this country get bird flu and die.
Yeah,
we get equality.
The reason that won't happen because
we do white family matters.
The reason that we won't see that anytime because in order to reach equality, that has to have happened for like 600 years.
Yeah, I'm talking like 30 though.
You just want to speed it up. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You just want to speed up all the oppression and stuff in 30 years. We're just gonna go ahead and say all this stuff about you not being able to buy houses for so long.
No, we can fix all of that in 30 years if we just got all the bullshit out of the way, and then we get white roots.
We've done white roots on this show.
I know.
My name is Chad Johnson. No, it's not. It's Kunta Kinte. Chad Johnson. Yeah. All right. Roots. Yeah. You're like, eat your collard greens. I need buttered noodles.
God.
Like goes on a hunger strike. He's not giving his buttered noodles. This has red sauce on it. What do you think I am?
Like you had to go out to the fields to pick denim.
Oh, I've been sweating in the denim fields all day. Like literally just like jeans growing out of plants. Yeah. Plucking them off trees.
Off of trees.
Like these tiny little pair. No, those ain't ripe. You just like...
Oh, you already picked them. Throw them in the baby gap pile.
Put them in the baby gap pile. We sew 3 of them together and make 1 pair of adult pants.
Yes.
Yeah. Call back. Man. No, so I definitely have a reason why I think if we ever reach a series of equality, it means nobody will have to do that eventually.
If I found out if I had cancer tomorrow and hit the lottery tomorrow at the same time, I would fucking make white roots I don't care. I would find a way. I would just be like, I'm doing this. I'm going to go down in history as the asshole who decided to make it, but make it not racist.
No, but like essentially what we were just talking about is like what we're talking about is like we're parodying, we're making fun of white people, but how white people would make essentially as these people pretending to be oppressed. Yeah. These the far righters or whatever,
in theaters and everything, so white people can literally watch it and go, oh fuck, I'm an asshole.
Oh shit.
Literally, a lot of racists would probably watch it and be like, is this supposed to be funny? That looks. They're whipping Chad.
Yeah. No, they're just like... No, that's the thing is a certain segment of the population would be like, they're finally putting my oppression on screen. And they would just be like, yeah, exactly. And they'd be like, they championed my cause.
And they'd start playing it in history classes in Florida.
Oh, yeah, the only one. You're like, well, we're not allowed to show you regular roots, so we'll go ahead and watch White Roots.
This is everything that happened between 1800 and 1900.
Watch, yeah.
White Roots.
Yeah. Chad Johnson. Kunta Kinte.
White Roots opens with just that title, white on black background, and then cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. It just kicks in with that. It's got to be a good white rock song,
especially like that, like white fake angst rock, which is pretty much white angst.
Dude, that song's been making such a comeback recently, and I'm all for it. It's one of my guilty pleasures. That and
this is my last resort.
That and Seal's "Kissed by a Rose" are guilty pleasure songs.
"Kissed by a Rose" is just a objectively good song.
Right. If I hear it play out loud, I start singing.
Yeah,
I did that in a restaurant with Harris and my wife.
Yeah,
just came on. He looks at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's all right. It's Seal. I sing to Seal when Seal comes on."
Yeah.
But wait, did I just? Let's go back to the blackface.
Digital blackface.
Did I auto tune blackface?
Yeah. If I just the audible blackface. Yeah. The
audible blackface.
Yeah. Your black voice. Yeah.
That'd be like what people were accusing Aquafina of.
Yeah.
For a while, they were like, "She sounds black," and she's not. It's like,
what does the black person sound like? You fucking racist.
Yeah.
But also, Aquafina's like, yeah, no, I
feel like I grew up in the hood.
But the thing about that is, like, if she was like, if you grew up around like Asian parents and you would normally have, say, quote unquote, an Asian accent, and instead you sound white. Yeah. Like that's like in other words, whatever you're hearing and you're gonna emulate, so you're gonna not sound like yourself anyway. It's like there was
what is yourself?
There's a Swedish artist called who by the name of Elefant, who I really like. She's ages ago, like I used to listen to her, and but she's Swedish, but she sings in English. But she grew up listening to reggae and stuff. So she has like when she's singing, she has a little bit of like a reggae accent. People are like, oh, it sounds kind of racist. It's like, well, if she sounded like another guy I listened to has a white.
Spit another one of my hits. But everybody out on the dance floor.
But
is that what she sounds like?
But essentially, there are people I listen to who are like essentially they're more like folk Swedish stuff and. People love them, but they sound like people from Appalachia or whatever. I'm like, that's not their voice either. Like, they're copying an accent. It just happens to be she grew up thinking this is how English was spoken because she listened to all of this versus this, this other group. And it's like, regardless, it's appropriating somebody's accent. If you just didn't necessarily think about it, like, oh, I'm actively. It's one thing if you grew up speaking English and then there's the Chet Hanks, the shitty Hanks, who does his like, well, provide my
face tat Hanks.
Yeah, the one that like goes out of his way to speak like that like fake Jamaican or whatever.
Yeah.
Which we've covered on the show as well. But yeah, there's definitely some. I mean, if you've got the time, if we can do White Roots properly, so we know that we're just making fun of white people, then I think it's great.
It would need to have 100 passes by 100 separate minorities. All who would have to read it and sign off.
They're like, I'm getting this right, like, or hey, what else could you bring in here that would make fun of how? Because essentially,
I'm just seeing it as a Mel Brooks movie, essentially.
Because really, what it is we're talking about the
scene for scene remake of Roots, but as a Mel Brooks movie.
It's that idea, and we talked about this first time we came up with White Roots on the show, which is about. The white people who are essentially appropriating oppression by being like, we're the oppressed people now. Now there's reverse racism and all this because they're like, oh, because you can't run everything. And you're like, oh, yeah. So anyway, so we're essentially pointing at the Proud Boys and all these folks who are like, man, no, we got it hard. And it's like, you don't, though.
Yeah.
But, so like their version of that And
It
it would be
basically
funny
show
if
white
they had-
people
yeah.
suffering on a slave ship in the fields, being
Yeah.
whipped, hands cut
But
off.
again, the denim
all
trees,
to white people.
Yeah, the denim trees and the buttered noodles and
Yeah.
Chad Johnson.
And their songs they sing in the fields gotta be something.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. They're all clapping on the wrong beat.
Oh, it's gotta be painful to listen to.
Oh my god, I want this so bad.
Or like country music songs.
Honestly, I think you can do a skit. I think you can do a fake trailer for this, and it would actually go down okay.
Oh, what was that line dance song
White
from the
Root.
90s that was super popular? Miley Cyrus's dad did it.
Oh, you mean
Billy Ray
Icky
Cyrus.
Break Your Heart?
Yeah,
Well,
it-
don't tell my heart, my
Yeah.
achy breaky heart.
You'd have to pick some of the. You basically have to spend some time figuring out what are the whitest
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
ever.
Oh, God,
like
yeah.
songs that are embarrassingly white.
Yeah. Yep.
I honestly, I'm too white to be able to pick them out of my head. Well, I would say my Cyrus, that song.
Yeah.
Achy Breaky Heart is probably
Achy
the
Breaky
whitest fucking thing.
It's definitely right
When
up
white
there.
people used to put their thumbs in their pants, go
Oh,
to
God,
a bar
yes.
and like do the little dance together,
Oh my
choreographed.
god! Oh, so you know, like in
Line
like,
dancing, line
yeah, like the slave spirituals and these and they would do like these dances. And
Oh yeah,
stuff.
they do the line
Yeah.
dancing in the field.
I would exactly and they're like that's how they're defying everybody. Like stop it, and they're all like just doing like the 1, 2, 3, 4
We could have like a Tim
shitty line
Meadows off-screen voice, like you're stepping on the denim.
Pick up that denim. Oh my god, Tim Meadows definitely is one of the slave drivers.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yeah. Oh my god.
I'd say a Tim Meadows, Dave Chappelle like led cast.
Yeah, and then the sequel, Chad Johnson Unchained, and just talk about like another fucking. Oh my god, I want to make a trailer for White Roots. I think we could do it properly.
So Chad Johnson Unchained like Django Unchained.
Exactly, yes.
He rides into town like I've never seen a cracker on a horse before.
Wait, man, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
We used the word cracker
Yeah.
500 times in the first 30 minutes. Never before done in film.
Yeah. Never seen a cracker on the horse before. They're usually riding Bentleys. Yeah. All right.
Speaking of Mel Brooks, I would like to give to our listeners one more suggestion of something to watch over the weekend, or whenever you hear this.
Yep.
History of the World Part 2 dropped on Hulu, and
I haven't watched any of it yet.
Kelly has never seen a Mel Brooks movie, period, my wife. So I had to explain to her who Mel Brooks was and what he did.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
She had no clue, no history, no frame of reference, never
ridiculous.
saw Robin Hood Men Tights, Spaceballs, History of the World. She knows Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
She knows it exists. She's seen some clips. She didn't even know Mel Brooks made it. So she goes, do I have to watch the movie first? I'm like, oh, no, it's anthology. Like, it goes everywhere.
Well, and essentially people are like, it's like essentially it's drunk history. Yeah.
Yeah, but better. She and I were crying,
I'm
gasping
gonna watch
for
it. I'm
air,
gonna watch it.
laughing during the first one. Nick Kroll's a producer and a writer.
Yep.
He's in it.
I'm gonna watch it. It's got a great cast.
cast
and
is
everything.
amazing.
Yeah. When I say drunk history, I mean what it is like it's anthology based snippets of history like that, and it has all star cast. But obviously, it's not narrated by a drunk person. Blah blah blah. But it's snippets of slices of history told.
They bring back Hitler on Ice.
It's great. Yeah.
I was crying
Dude,
at that
I
one.
love-
They gave him scores, and I forgot who it was. It was Mussolini puts up 10, where everyone else gave Hitler 0.
Yeah.
And they're like, Mussolini, he sure can keep those trains running on time or whatever, but man, he cannot score for the sake of his life. If he scored any worse, he'd be in a concentration camp. Like, shit like that. Like, really bad jokes.
I've got to check it out. I love Mel Brooks. I actually just bought his biography or autobiography he wrote ages ago, but he actually narrates it on Audible. So I was like, I've been trying to use some of my Audible stuff up specifically because I'm like, oh, one of the things that I love listening to are biographies. So I got Mel Brooks's autobiography. I got Martin Short's autobiography, and the first Bruce Campbell one. I'm gonna get the second Bruce Campbell one.
I
too.
need to hear that one.
Yeah. So yeah,
I want to hear that if he speaks it.
He narrates that one and his follow up, which is the part 2 of the same thing. Because I just heard him on Mick Garris recently. Because it's the by the way, so I know we watch it every year at your place anyway, but this year in summer we got to do a backyard showing of Army of Darkness because it's the 30th anniversary of Army of Darkness.
We can do that.
So it came out in February of 1993. Wide theatrical release.
When does Evil Dead 4 come out?
April 21st.
Okay, way before. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well before. So, anyway, yeah, I think we are good for the show right now. And I think, I was going to talk about snake clitori. And, but we don't need to. We don't have time. And we could just save it for another one. And we're going to come back maybe with a movie episode next time. If not the time after, we're going to have some fun with it. And until then, folks, I want you to get lost.
Get lost.